Hello, traders, and welcome to a Tuesday, May 23rd, 2017. Coming to you from Pattaya, Thailand. Bright blue, sunny skies. Absolutely gorgeous outside. It's going to be a cooker today. Yep, we're going to see some warmth in the air today. Traders, like I said, great to be with you on a Tuesday. Strange markets. Wow, is this unbelievable? And this is textbook. This is just textbook. It's absolutely wonderful. So we're going to take a look at everything. However, let's get over to the other screen and let's take a look at what's going on. Let's take a look at our markets that closed on yesterday. The S&P 500 futures negative 0.17%. The Nasdaq 0.13%. Dow 30 up 0.43%. The S&P VIX is down negative 9.22%. The DAX is down negative 0.15%. The Nikkei 225 is negative 0.17%. And the dollar index is negative 0.04%. That's a key to our conversation today. And the euro index is positive 0.04%. Please keep that in the back of your mind as we move on with today's video. We're going to talk about those indexes a lot today. All right, let's take a look at some commodities. Gold is up 0.07%. WTI is at 51.09, down 0.08%, but above that $50 barrel mark. Brent oil is up at 53.80, up 0.07%, again above that $50 mark. Natural gas is down 0.15%, and U.S. coffee is negative 1.14%. All right, let's take a look at what's going on as far as data today. And wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it? I lost my data. Hold on, it's coming. Here we go. All right. So on a Tuesday, we have, we had RBA Assistant Governor DeBelly spoke today. UK Prime Minister May spoke earlier today. What's going on right now? What do we got going on right now? Well, I got to tell you, nothing in Asia. Absolutely nothing in Asia today. In the Eurozone, we got German GDP today. Should be a shaker and a mover. And I expect a good number. I got to be honest with you. I'm pretty impressed with what Germany has put out in the last 4 months as far as numbers. They've really done very, very well. Which, of course, is going to help the euro, right? All right. What else we got? It's really a crazy day. We got German IFO business climate also today. We got Spanish trade balance, which is a low impact news event. We do have manufacturing PMI and market composite PMI out of the euro, and services PMI out of the euro. The Great British Pound has inflation report hearing today. Public sector net borrowing, low impact. I don't see anything with that. Let's move on down into the U.S. session. Into the U.S. session, we've got new home sales for the month of April. And we have services PMI for May and manufacturing PMI for May today. So there is some data today. There is some data to keep each session moving. Nothing in Asia. We have nothing today in Asia, so nothing to worry about there. So that's what's going on. Let's get to the charts. I cleared all my charts, and I will put it out, just so you all know. I took a loss on the euro-dollar trade I was in. I took a pretty good loss, too. It hurt. We don't like taking losses, but, it's part of it. And unfortunately, I took a little bit heavier of a loss than I would have ever taken. I really didn't think this was going to lock above the 1200 mark. It got to 1240 and I was out. That was it. That was enough for me, and I had to take my lumps and get out. It was time. I was in at like 1020, so I took a loss here. So, but that's okay. It was a learning thing. I went back and I really beat myself up yesterday, and I got out of it. And I said, okay, what was the problem? I'm going to tell you what the problem is in just a moment. Let's get to. Let's take a look at the pound. Data coming out in the pound today. This is really in a sideways price action here on the 60-minute chart. I wouldn't do anything. You really want this to come back up to 30.44, right? And then sell it from there. You really don't want to be selling it here unless you can get a trend line break here and see if you can take it to the downside on a breakout and a retest. That's an idea, but we'll see. the whole key in these dollar pairs, the pound dollar, the Aussie dollar, the euro dollar, other than the pound dollar, I'd say, and the Kiwi dollar, other than the pound dollar, all the rest of them, my friends, are on the dollar. This is all about the dollar. It doesn't have anything to do with the euro, New Zealand, Australia. It's all about the dollar. The dollar index right now, the dollar index is at 96.83. 24 hours ago, that was at 98.66 when we did this yesterday, right? So the dollar index is taking a beating. That's why the dollar is strong on these dollar pairs. And it's just overriding everything. So what's the way to solve this? Well, let's go to the euro, okay? Let's take a look at the euro. There is a way to watch this. And you know what? I'm going to try something here, and I hope it works. But I'm going to bring over this here, right? Okay? This is investing.com, and I'm not getting paid for an advertisement or anything. But I use this. And if I use it, you know, I got to share what I'm doing and what I'm using. So this is my investing.com. If you go to my website, tradingwithbill.com, you will also see on the bottom of the front page is the economic calendar. It's investing.com. So if you take a look here, and I want this area right here for you to look at, the US dollar index and the euro dollar index. Notice that the dollar index is in the red, right? The dollar index is in the red and the euro index is above, right? So it's telling us that the euro is stronger than the dollar, okay? For whatever reason. Well, the reason is because the dollar is weak, right? This isn't data out of the Eurozone. This isn't good news out of the Eurozone, right? This is all about the dollar index and the euro index. So we got to watch that, okay? You got to watch that. This is a cool site. I really like this. For $28, you can avoid all the advertising and the pop-ups and all that crap. You know, I think it's $26 a year, right? And basically, you get your whole thing. It's in, it's done, everything's there. The news is great. It's just a really great site to look at. But that's what we have to look at is the dollar and the euro index. And years ago, and over 5 years ago, I used to have one monitor. And in a day, I had 9 screens, folks. I was like a maniac. But on one screen, all I had was the euro and dollar index on. I had 2 charts. And I had the euro and dollar index, and I watched it all the time. I got away from that. And now I can see on this euro trade, this euro dollar trade, you know, I should have really been watching the euro index and the dollar. We know what the dollar index was. Should have been watching the euro index. That would have been giving you a great hint on what's going on. So that's what's going on. What are we going to do today? Well, you know, this dollar is still really weak. And this is going to continue in my book to continue to go bullish. And that's why I exited my trade yesterday. And I exited it in the London session. And it was before London lunch. And it was just that the dollar is not gaining any ground. It hit some support yesterday, and then it moved up a little bit, you know, and played around with that. But really, we haven't caught up yet. We haven't caught up yet. And this is going to continue to go up in my book. This doesn't look like this is going to give up. We're going to get a pullback. We're going to get a pullback because people are going to start taking profits here pretty soon. People are going to start unloading this and taking profits. But that can be up into Thursday or Friday before we see that. So what we're going to do here is, I want to sell this, but I want solid confirmation. So at 1160, and we're at 1245. So we're 85 pips away from our entry. But that's going to give us some confirmation because we're going to get past some levels here. We're going to get past this level. We're going to get past the trend line, and then we're going to get a close and a bearish candlestick formation to sell it at 1160. We've got some good confirmation on this hourly chart. Where we're going to take profit 1020. This is really a lot of pips if this works. But we got to watch the dollar index, watch your euro index, and watch your charts, and you'll be fine. Traders, I know I spoke a long time today, but this is really important. I took a hit, no reason for you to take a hit, but I'm going to tell you what I did wrong. What I did wrong was I wasn't watching the indexes properly, and I know better. It's okay. we're going to move on, and we're going to keep trading, right? All right, traders, thank you so much for being with me. It's awesome, and we'll catch you tomorrow. And watch the markets today. We got some data, we got some stuff. Things can pop around. No reason to get shy in trading now. I mean, now's the time to trade, right? I mean, we've only got about 5 weeks left, and we're going to get that summer volatility. But I got to be honest with you, last year I did pretty good. The worst volatility I've always said is the New Year holiday. That Christmas and New Year holiday is just, volatility is really, really bad. Summer's pretty bad, but not as bad as the New Year holiday. All right, my friends, catch you next time. Have a great trading day. See you now. Bye-bye.